Hey, Heidi here, and I am so excited. We have some, I don't want to use a bad word, but some kick butt entrepreneurs here that are going to be sharing. And we got Tammy. We're going to have to use The Bachelor. We're going to have to go with Tammy M and Tammy R. And then we also have Sarah here. And they're going to be sharing some tips, some success that has happened in the paint party world. And this is stuff that's happening right now. So if you have been thinking about doing a paint party business or selling art kits or just being in this creative world, hopefully you will grab a piece of paper right now and take notes. So I don't know about you, but I take notes even when I interview people because there is always something to learn. So welcome, ladies. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna just get started right away. Let's start with Tammy M. Tammy M. I feel like I am literally on The Bachelor right now. This is so fun. I've always wanted to do that, but now's my chance. And so, Tammy, we're gonna start with you. Tell us your business name and what is something exciting happening right now in your paint party world.
Okay, thanks. Well, I'm happy to be here with you. My business name is Cheers to Creativity. And it came about because I did this years ago, and then life happens and you kind of go on and do something else for a while. And when I came back to it and I said I was gonna start teaching paint parties again, and we're trying to rename our business. And I was, well, what do you do? I said, well, we drink. So we said, cheers. And so that's how Cheers to Creativity came about. And since then it's evolved a little bit. And my husband and I do a lot of reclaimed, repurposed things with things we find and turn them into something else. My husband builds a lot of projects with barnwood. So we kind of encompass all of that part of Cheers to Creativity too. But as far as the painting goes, that's kind of, paint and sip. You don't have to, but it makes it fun. And what's happening right now that's exciting? I love to paint in person, and I have a lot of opportunity of that right now. It seems like this is the season to be doing that for sure. But I'm also incredibly grateful that I have a very good online following, and those classes go well too. And I've just recently realized that I can do encores of those classes. So I've been able to let other people experience them when they didn't know me in April when we did a class that they go, oh, I wish I would have been there. We have found a way to do those as little encore classes. So that's kind of my fun.
That's awesome. Very cool. And so encore classes of things you're doing in person, but now you're able to bring that to your online following.
Right. So we do a little bit of all of it. And it's kind of fun when somebody in person sees, oh, you did the Advent Santa online. I wish I could have. Well, guess what? You can. You can.
And I think you have the Advent Santa. You want to show it?
Oh, I do.
I mean, while it's there, might as well show it.
He's not dressed right now, but this is our Advent Santa. And he has little nails on him, and he gets a button. And so you count down to Christmas. So there's 24 days till Christmas, 23, and so on. And you add a button each day. And then on Christmas Day, he's dressed and ready to go for the holiday.
That is so cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Tammy R. Tammy R is up next. I don't know why this cracks me up so much, but I can't help it. So Tammy R from North Carolina, 12 parties in November. Oh my gosh. So first off, share your business name and what is going on over in your world.
So my business name is Me Time Painting. We named it that because my painting was always what my husband called my me time. It was where I just went to kind of pull away from everything and enjoy myself. And that just kind of naturally came. So spend a little me time painting. But so yeah, November is really exciting for me. I've got 12 parties coming up in November. So I think that's going to be my big month this fourth quarter. So I'm excited because I have already exceeded my goal for the fourth quarter this year.
Really? And you hadn't even hit December yet.
Exactly.
That's great.
It is really great. Very exciting. Fourth quarter was definitely the highlight of my year. I love the parties and the back-to-back, and it's very busy and hectic. I work a full-time job and doing my paint parties. But I love it. I love the busyness, and it's a great time of year to be out with people.
That is so awesome. Full-time plus doing 12 parties. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about your parties here in a second. I want to go to Sarah. Sarah, we can just say Sarah. So Sarah, tell us your business name and tell us what you're up to around this time.
My business is Great Lakes Paint Parties, and I chose that name because I want to work mostly around Michigan, the Great Lakes areas, the coastal areas. I like to work with business professionals and businesses and help draw attraction to their business, whether it be like Sunday martini or Sunday Bloody Mary parties, or a mural on the outside of their business to draw attraction. So, and I also did face painting before. So it's been great to put all of that together and be able to work with the community and work with businesses and help them draw traction.
It's almost like you're helping them learn how to market too.
I really like that part.
Yes. I mean, seriously, like doing the big murals and bringing attraction to their business. I think that's really, really cool. And that's one of my favorite things about this paint party adventure is we all kind of take it and we do our own kind of spin on it, you know? And so how many murals would you say you have painted?
I probably painted about 8 murals. For me, I want to travel. So like this was very appealing to me.
Yay! I was so proud of that cover. I was so proud of that. I made that cover and I'm not a graphic designer. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want something to look like it's like a travel magazine.
No, but this is what it's about. It's about creating a life that you love.
Yeah.
And I love, you know, my other business is renovations. I love doing renovations, but I want to travel and I want more. And doing paint parties, it allows you to connect with the people where I'm traveling for renovations and get to know like the locals in the area that I'm working at. Networking, getting more jobs, which then allows me to come back the following year. I live in Michigan, it's cold. I have snowbird goals. So if I do a renovation in Florida and I meet with the business locals where I'm going to eat out anyways, and then I plan to come back the following season, then I'm already booked out then ahead of time and I know where I'm going and what I'm doing.
That's so cool because you live in Michigan, but you're right now in Florida helping with renovations and you're able to make connections.
Yes.
So cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so fun. Sarah, almost every time she's on a meeting, she's in her kayak. And I love that so much. I'm like, I just want to be Sarah when I grow up because she knows she's got something right, you know, like she's figured it out how to be where she wants to be and live life. And I think that's important for all of us as we're doing this paint party world is to try to figure out like what's our meaning for success. So I love all of that. So we're going to dig in a little bit deeper. So let's talk mindset. So I know this one is really, you know, I haven't discussed this with a lot of earlier interviews I was doing earlier, but I think it's important to figure it out because so many people's habits are they wake up, they immediately let social media take them on a journey of whatever that is, right? It could be sadness, it could be happiness, it could be whatever. And I want to hear from y'all. How do you cut through the clutter so that you're not being in this whole state of comparison all the time and you're not being in this depressed state of the news all the time? Like, how do you cut through so that you can be successful? So let's start with Tammy M. What is I can't not laugh when I say it. I just feel like Chris Harrison. What do you do that makes it to where you can be successful and sell 68 art kits in 3 days, where a lot of people are just stuck in fear on the phone?
Well, one, I didn't sell the art kits. I think the other Tammy sold the art kits.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. X that part out.
I'm not going to take credit where credit isn't due.
It's really cool. The Tammy R, did you do that?
No.
Oh, that must be a mistake on our notes. We're just gonna X out. Nobody sold the art kits. Okay, we're going back. This is like the best interview I've done all day. So many. Y'all, I promise I'm a professional and I did not drink before this. Okay, Tammy M, what do you do
Okay.
so that you don't get stuck in comparison?
Well, I like to treat my business like I treat my life, and I like to live it with a little grit, gratitude, and a lot of grace. And I think with grace and gratitude helps you really do your mindset the right way. If you wake up every day and you know that you're not doing this just to make $1, that you're hopefully doing this to make a difference in some way. And that kind of motivates me to find the thing that somebody else might want to paint and to give them an opportunity, whether it's me time, I love the name of that, that's awesome, or to connect with other people, whether it's in person or online. And I think knowing that I don't do this alone, that I kind of have a higher power that helps kind of guide me a little bit, that makes a big difference. And I'm pretty fortunate that, my husband's very supportive of what I do, and we just kind of make it work. And then I have my days. I have my days when I get up and whether it be sucked into social media or something else, but I get to do this. This is what I get to do. I was given a talent and I get to share that with people, and it seems to bring some smiles, and that makes me pretty happy. So
Just that sentence, I get to do this versus like I have to do this.
oh, absolutely.
That's
I
good.
get to do this. I have the opportunity to be busy beyond belief some days when I want to pull my hair out. And I have the opportunity to focus and find something new to paint when I have some downtime. So those are my opportunities. They're not burdens in any way, shape, or form.
Man, yeah, the perspective of looking at it as not a burden and just a gift, like how cool is that we get to be creatives? How cool is it that we get to kind of create our own path and find that happiness? Because money is great, but eventually it's not going to get you up every day to keep moving forward. You got to have that reason. And I'm with you on that too. Like, thankfully, oh my gosh, I'm so glad God is leading it, because there's so many times I feel like I thought I was supposed to go this way and he's like, no, you're going to go this way, and there's so many things like that we can be grateful for. So I love all of that. And I love the grace part of it too, because I think a lot of artists, we don't give ourselves enough grace. And so all of that, I totally agree with. Let us know in the comments if that's something like, which part of that do you kind of lean towards the most? Because one of my favorite things is I get to do this. And I think if we would just all write that on a piece of paper, and then when you walk in and you feel like, oh, I got to put all this event together, or I got to do this, like you change the perspective of it. That's great. Thank you, Tammy, for sharing that. Okay, let's go to Tammy R. Tammy R, what is your kind of mindset tip that gets you through the day so you don't get into a wormhole of bad news or just, comparison game?
Well, I do stay away from the bad news. I don't like the news. I don't watch those things in the morning. I just get up and have my coffee, and I do work a job. So the first thing I do is, get on my computer, and I'm remote. I do work remote. And I, do my JOB work, which kind of gets my morning started. But what really keeps me kind of motivated with my paint party business is goals and celebrating my wins. If I don't have goals, I'm never going to reach them. If it's not written down, it doesn't exist. I heard that before, and I love it because it's true. If I don't have it written down and in my book, then it's not going to happen. So I rely really heavily on keeping an eye on my goals. And, my goals the reason I started my paint party business is because I want to pay off student loans. That's my goal. And that's what I have. I have a number in my head, and I know what I need to do to get there. And so I just kind of have to track those and keep an eye on that every day. But I also celebrate my wins. I have a weekly call with another paint party colleague, and we got really bogged down in, this is what I need to do this week. This is where I'm at. This is what I didn't get to do last week. I need to take care of this. And I just one day said, we need to kind of stop and talk about what we did do, because, my to-do list is never going to end. It gets bigger and bigger every day. But what actually get done off of that list? And our calls have changed, because now we talk about, this is what I got accomplished this week. I didn't get this done, but that's okay. That's coming. But celebrating the wins, no matter how small they are, makes a really huge difference in how you feel about your business and how far you've come just today. And then I write those wins down in my daily planner. Every day I have my to-do list. It feels great to check things off, but I also write down my small wins. Did I get an event booked, or did I get that email sent out to my customers, and at the end of the week, I can reflect back on all the things that I accomplished. And that makes me feel a whole lot better than looking at, well, what do I have to carry over to next week that maybe isn't done yet? So those are the things that kind of keep me going, keeping an eye on my goals and celebrating those wins every day.
Man, that is so great. The thing I took away so much from that is we all have 500 journals. Why not have one journal, or if you take notes on your phone of the wins, like the things we're celebrating. So when we do have those days when it feels like everything's going wrong, and your dog is annoying you like crazy, like when you have those days we feel like nothing's gonna work right, and now peed on my jacket, things like that, like you can just go to that journal and be like, oh my gosh, like this is awesome, and remember that we did really cool stuff. Because I think that's the thing, we're so like, we all have so much on our plate that we are going so fast that we forget like all the cool stuff that we accomplished. So I love that you took that leadership and you changed the tone of that whole meeting, to make it positive and to make it actually make sense. So good job on that. Thanks. Very cool. Okay, Sarah, what is your mindset tip for how to get through all this clutter? So how do you handle it?
Taking notes, using a good planner, and self-grace. I think last year I was really hard on myself, and I've learned a lot just about pivoting and just thinking about whatever's upset me, thinking about how I'm blessed, acknowledging those feelings, and then moving on. Mm-hmm. It really helps. And then like Tammy said, celebrating wins, and doing things through fear. Mm-hmm. Doing things even if my heart is racing. I feel like if my heart is racing and I'm nervous, that means like I should be doing it. My heart is in it and I do want to do it. And then once you do it and you get through those first few, honestly, seconds, then it's not so bad. And your heart rate starts to slow down and you can enjoy the experience. Exactly. Because if you don't, then you're upset with yourself. And that's where that self-grace comes back into it. And just those two things, self-grace, well, three things, self-grace, doing through fear, and taking notes, because I'm a squirrel.
Oh my gosh. Anybody else here? Squirrel. Oh my gosh. Just I think that's just innate in us. Like we're just curious creatives and we're always going to have those squirrel moments. But I think what you said, self-grace is so important, doing it through fear and taking notes. I mean, like I'm sitting here jotting notes the whole time we're talking. I think everybody is. I think we're all like note takers. And I think one thing I love so much about how you like approach the world is, we talked about this before we hit record too. And I've always said it, like, most of the time I see you, you're living life. Like you're always out there in your kayak or doing, what you want to do. And I think everybody has a different idea of happiness. And I think what's so cool about this paint party world is we can kind of intertwine that with what our vision of happiness is. So I love that we all kind of take it and we kind of take it in our own little ways and change it up. So that's really, really cool. And you have like your paint colors there for what you're working on now for your other job. I love it. It's like, it's just so real. We all have, we're just so like, and this word is going to sound weird coming out of my mouth, but we're just so multifaceted. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you did.
Yes. And for those of you that don't know me, I struggle with big words. So when I nail them, I celebrate them. But we're so like different. We all have so many different goals and dreams. So And what I want to know from y'all, from each of you, is I want to take a minute to celebrate you. So please tell us one thing that you are so proud about yourself for, that sounds like maybe to somebody else like a bragging moment, but this is your time to brag. Like, what is something that you are like, oh my gosh, I did this. Like, I did this and it's working and I can't believe this happened. Like, what is something that it can be in life and business, it can be paint party related, but I just want to know, what is something that you are proud of? Let's start with Tammy M.
It couldn't have happened at a better day because I'm holding the ornament that I designed and painted for Matthias Academy. And I'm proud that I can take my talent and donate it to make this. And then this is going to raise funds for an organization that is obviously near and dear to our heart. It's where our son goes for his day program, but it's a program that helps individuals with many different needs, many special needs, but different needs. But I'm proud of the fact that I have a talent that I get to share and make a difference.
That's really cool. Congratulations, Tammy. I love it. Very cool. All right, Tammy R., what are you proud of?
I'm keeping it simple. I'm just proud of the business and how well it's doing. The fact that I run a business, we get to do this business, like you guys said, but that it's being this successful, that November I have 12 parties and I've already exceeded my goals this quarter. All of those things make me feel really great. So right now I'm kind of very in this little bubble of fourth quarter. But yeah, I'm proud of how successful my business is and that I get to touch other people's lives this way.
Yeah, you're in the fourth quarter haze of like, when is it all gonna like?
Yes.
I know that feeling very, very well. Very cool. Well, congratulations, Tammy. All right,
Thanks.
Sarah, what are you proud of?
I am proud of honestly creating a life that I love to live. My daughter is she's 20 years old. She's autistic and she does not like to do manual labor, but she needs a job. She needs a purpose and she is just as artsy as I am. So being able to create a job for her through art kits, for her to help me with the art kits, not only it creates her a job, it's occupational therapy, and it gives her, and she loves her community. So it gives her a way to network also and get to know her community and do things and have a purpose. So I love that Paint Parties gives us both a way to use our talent, have a purpose, network, all of that. Just really being able to, life is short. So I want to have a life that I love. I don't want to be miserable. I want to use the talents that, have been given to me. And I want to work for people who value the things that I bring. And it's what I've been able to do by having a paint party business.
Yeah, that's so cool. I think it's so important that we can't be creating this life and then all of a sudden look up and a decade's gone by and we're like, what happened? We didn't even enjoy it, And
or not enjoy our retirement because life has gone by and now we're older and we can't enjoy our retirement. So now I can create income for both of us, but we can travel and enjoy it.
Yes, I love that. I know. I think, my dad for so many years said, and many of y'all, I think all of y'all have met my dad and have said like, I can't wait till I retire. I'm gonna live on the beach. I can't wait till I'm retired. And then he was in his 50s when he had congestive heart failure. And I remember just being like shocked first off, and then just, with the heart transplant and everything going, wait, I am not waiting until retirement, until I live on the beach. I'm not waiting. I mean, and that's what caused us to move to Florida for 10 years, and live on the beach, is because I didn't want to be that person that said, I'm going to wait until retirement before I can do anything I want to do. And I think that's what is really cool too about this paint party world, is creating that extra income to be able to do the things you want, or travel, like Sarah is doing all the time, or, having still a full-time job, but having that extra money to pay off your student loans, or having a passion like Tammy, where she's able to use her gifts to give back to the charity she loves most. So there is so much opportunity in this, and I'm just so grateful for all of you. So let's finish out with one last final tip. So if you have somebody that is interested in wanting to do this paint party adventure, let's start with Sarah this time. We're going to mix it up. Sarah, what would you give them for advice if they were wanting to start this paint party adventure? What would be the first, if you could only tell them one thing, what would it be?
I got two things.
Okay, and you can do it. Okay.
Just do it. Just do it. And then when you get to a part, because we can't do everything, we can't wear all the hats. I love the I love the marketing part, but I still need tech help. So do it. But when you need help, find your tribe, find your team, get the VA, network with somebody, trade your art services with somebody who, just that. Don't let what you're not great at or what isn't like your top skill stop you from going any farther. Just seek it out and, go on to the next step. Don't hold yourself back.
So true. And you'll learn it as you go too. Like if we want it bad enough, we're going to learn it. We're going to dig in. It might be 2 a.m, but we're going to dig in and we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I love that. Great tip. Okay. Tammy R., what would be your tip for somebody who's wanting to start this paint party adventure? What would you tell them?
The first thing that came to mind was just start. You have to start somewhere. So just take the first step and start, know where you are. Don't compare yourself to other people, and just start where you are and take a step forward. And it all comes together.
Yeah. One of the easiest steps, I don't know about, maybe you can elaborate, but for me, just saying, grab a couple of friends and literally teach them at your dining room table. Like, don't even charge them. Just grab 3 friends or aunts or uncles or whoever, that will paint with you. I mean, that's one of the easiest things. I think sometimes people get so overwhelmed by, it's better if it's a profit party, but if you can just do a quick little party at your house, it's just a way to get your feet wet. What would you
Absolutely.
Is that what you think too, Tammy R.?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're among familiar faces. It's, you need that kind of a dry run to get you going. And like you said, get your feet wet. So definitely.
I love saying Tammy R and Tammy M. Okay, so we're gonna go best ever. Okay, Tammy M, what would you say?
I think the 2 ladies before me said it already, but I guess I would look at somebody and say, no one's gonna die. No one's gonna die. So just go ahead and try to do it. Whether it's grabbing a few friends, whether it's chatting with somebody at a business that you already have a relationship with and say, I've got this crazy idea. I think I want to do a paint party. You want to give me a quiet time that we can have a few people come and paint? More people are there to support you than you realize. So when you find your tribe, love them hard and they'll love you back. But no one's going to die.
I love that you said that, because before my dad's heart transplant, we still say it, but when I would get real stressed out, Bobby would be like, oh my gosh, Heidi, it's not heart surgery. Like, you're painting. It's not heart surgery. And so we always had this kind of like joke about like, it's not heart surgery. And then we started having heart surgeries and we're like, oh, well, this one is heart surgery, but this one's not. Like we had like these crazy comparisons, but we've done that for decades, and it's so crazy because you're so right. Like, yes, it feels like you're going to die when you're putting yourself out there, but really it's not, y'all. It's just a no. It's just a rejection. You got to have rejection to have success. And who cares? Like, who cares if when you hear no as many times as I've heard no, as y'all have heard no, it really doesn't you don't even feel it anymore. Like, you literally are just like, okay, that's fine. And you move on. And it really is like that. Like, nobody's going to die. You're literally just going to go have a conversation, see if somebody's interested. And that's it. Like, that's it. It's okay. And so I love that tip so much. And it's been so much fun. I know people are going to want to know more about y'all. So I want you to share where they can find you on social, on websites, any way you want them to find you so they can follow you. So we'll start with Tammy M. Where can they find you?
Cheers to Creativity can be found in Facebook, on Instagram, and at cheerstocreativity.com. And unfortunately, every once in a while on TikTok too.
Unfortunately, I know we're all like fighting that TikTok, and then we had to just go for it.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
We're all trying. We're TikTok, we're all trying, y'all. It's just don't judge our TikToks too hard yet, okay? We're still all figuring it out.
Yeah, it's a learning curve.
It is. I know. I'm like, my big thing is I just don't want to dance on TikTok. Like that's my big thing is I just don't want to dance. And so I'm trying so hard to not because I don't have rhythm. I'm not good. Like, I don't know. I maybe one day you'll see me dancing, but right now I'm still a very hard no on the dancing. Okay, so cheers to creativity for Tammy M. Tammy R, where can we find you?
Me Time Painting is on Facebook and Instagram, and just trying to get started with YouTube. So might not be able to find me there yet, but coming soon, I guess. And painting.com.
MeTimePainting.com.
Yes.
Awesome. And a little tip for YouTube right now, just because we don't have time to like edit videos and make them perfect for YouTube. We just stream our Facebook Lives straight into YouTube. And so that way we have a YouTube presence, but in the meantime, before we can actually make it like YouTube, I mean, at least it's building a presence over there. So it's a way to do two things without having to do two things, I guess. Awesome. So y'all go follow Tammy R there. And then Sarah, where can they find you?
On Facebook under Sarah Elaine, and then under Great Lakes Paint Parties, IES.
Right.
And on Instagram, same thing, Great Lakes Paint Parties, and then soon on YouTube.
Yay!
Once I get StreamYard up and going.
Yes, get the StreamYard going, and you can stream to all of the platforms. And then remember, just a quick tip for all of y'all that are watching, remember to keep your old devices. So I don't know if y'all noticed this, but can I point to it right? Okay, that way. I don't know how to do it with the camera thing, but there is a time lapse going behind me. So while I've been doing interviews, I've been time lapsing at different parts of the room. And again, just to make extra content. So always keep your old devices if you can. And then as you upgrade your phone, which is a very, very awesome business expense, you need a good phone for your paint parties, your photography, all of that. So make sure you go find Sarah and follow her as well. And I just want to say thank y'all for taking time out of your busy lives. I know you have all a lot going on. So thank you for being here, and let us know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. And I'm sure the girls would love to hear that as well. Let us know what your biggest takeaway is and what you're going to start doing right now. All right, y'all have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.